So basically, what we want to do is, like already said in the previous video, get used to moving around from one server to another and doing stuff between servers using the language, the operating system that servers use. And that operating system is Linux. All right. And then again, we said there is no need for preambles and learning it in a primitive way and then later trying to take that knowledge into cloud. Let us just go straight into cloud and start to implement it the way employers expect. All right. So for that reason, we are going into cloud. There are three major cloud providers: AWS by Amazon, Google Cloud by Google, and Microsoft Azure by Microsoft. Of these three, the one we are choosing, because it happens to own the biggest market share, is AWS. So we are looking into cloud. We are exploring cloud from the perspective of AWS. So how do we go into AWS so that we can start to explore cloud using AWS? All right. So this is how to do it. So what am I sharing? I'll share my screen. All right. So I come here and I say AWS, aws.amazon.com. So we come to AWS and then we go to AWS console, and then we'll click that. If we did not have an account, it will give us the avenue to create our own account, sign in using root account, or better still, just go and say create new account. But because we already have an account, it will give me the avenue to log in as myself. Okay, I'm sure you already have your own account. So I sign in. All right. So when I get to the part where you missed it, Mr. Kazim, please slow me down at that point because we are doing this revision for you to catch up. Okay. So this is AWS. However, the topic we are treating now is not cloud proper. The only reason we are here is to spin up a Linux machine so that we can practice Linux. So let's just go straight to spinning up a Linux machine. Later on, when we go into cloud as a course, as a module, as a subject, we'll take a closer look. We'll go into the different rooms and explore what services cloud has to offer AWS. But for now, what I want to do amongst the many services available in cloud is to spin up a server in cloud. Servers in AWS are called EC2. I want to spin up an EC2. I come here and I say EC2. Okay, so do I have any EC2 instance running? No, I do not have any instance running because last time, the instances that I spinned up last time, I terminated them so that my build does not continue to run. So anytime I spin up a service in cloud and I'm done using them, I terminate the service. That way, I'm conserving my 1,500 hours, 750 hours, so that I do not exhaust. All right. So in this case, I go to instance and I say launch instance, launch an EC2 instance. If I launch this kind of instance, so if I launch this kind of instance, I will not be charged anything extra because it is free tier. It is eligible for free tier. There are many different kinds of instances running Amazon Linux, AMI. There are instances running Mac OS, that is MacBook. So instead of buying Mac, you can decide, okay, the project that I have to execute uses Mac. So let me just go to cloud and spin up a Mac machine. That's how to do it. Okay, you can spin up a Linux machine with running a Red Hat and so on and so forth. Ubuntu, Deep Learning, Microsoft Server, and so on and so forth. Very, very many. But in this case, we just want to go simple. Let's just take the first one, running Amazon Linux. There are different distributions. We call them distributions or distro of Linux. Ubuntu Linux, Red Hat Linux, and OS Linux, Amazon Linux, SUSE Linux, Kali Linux, they are all Linux. All right. Only little differences between them, but they are different dialects of the same name. But in this case, we are using Amazon Linux. So we select that one and then we say free tier eligible. Yeah. Say next. We don't change anything here. We just say next. Again, we don't change anything here. We just say next. We don't do anything. We say next. SSH is important. So we just leave it. So by default, SSH is already allowed. So we say next. And then we say launch. The only place we take care is to watch out and recognize the key pair that we are using here, Mr. Kasim. If we do not already have a key pair, we can say create a new key pair. But if we already have one, we can choose an existing key. Okay, for your own sake, for the sake of people just joining, let us create a new key pair and call it So let's just go ahead for the person that will be looking at this video later and does not know how to create. So we'll download this key pair. So make sure you download it. If you create a key pair and you do not download it, it's useless. So haven't downloaded the key pair, we'll now say launch instance. All right. Our instance is now launch. And this is, for now, this is something you have to do every time you are coming into cloud to launch an EC2. Otherwise, if you retain the EC2 you created, then your hours will be counted. It's better to always, every time, it's better to delete it, to terminate it, and do this every time. It's part of the practice until you get used to it. All right, so let's view the instance. All right, so this is our instance now coming up. All right, but while okay, let's just be patient. So whenever I click download, in my own case, whatever is downloaded will be downloaded to my download folder. So this cars.pen is already downloaded to my download folder, right? So we're waiting for the instance to come up. We didn't give it a name, so we can give it a name here. We can call it, what do you want to call it? My EC2, okay? All right. So once you have that instance there, you can connect to the instance by clicking connect. EC2 instance connect, browser-based SS, right? You click that and you click connect. So we are now inside the server. So we set up the server. So we are now inside the server using this Linux, Amazon server Linux operating. All right. So now that we are inside the server, what do we do? All right. So this is where you begin to work as a cloud engineer or as a system operator or as a sysop or as a Linux administrator or whatever name you call that role. This is where you begin to work. Everything you are doing in here now, you are doing inside the server. All right. There's a command called clear screen. It will clear your screen like you just saw. All right. There's a command called pwd. It means print working directory. It tells me that I am currently operating from the directory EC2 user. And this directory is inside another directory, home. And this home directory is inside the root directory. So this is level 3, level 2, level 1. All right. If you want to imagine that this is a story build. All right. LS means list the content of this directory. So it does not give anything back in reply. So which means there is nothing inside this directory. This directory is absolutely empty, right? Sometimes you want to do ls minus -l, which means give it in tabular form. Okay. You may not appreciate it here. Or even ls minus -la, which means show me hidden file. The A means all file. So even though when you did ls minus -l earlier on, it showed you not. But when you did ls minus -la now, it's showing you all files. What do I mean by all files? When I did not add the all, it did not show me hidden files and hidden directory. But when I added A for all, I'm not showing hidden directory. I'm not seeing hidden directory. How do I know this directory is hidden? Because of the dot. All right. So that's the meaning of ls minus -la. So most of the time you want to see all of the files, the hidden and the obvious. You want to do ls minus -la. Okay. So these are the commands.